Hello everyone! Today I have a very tricky puzzle for you to solve. I know that some of you were asking for difficult puzzles, so here you go. We have an extra bishop and our pawn is pretty far up the board, but it's still not that obvious how white will win this. And in fact, white has only one winning move here. And I want you to pause the video and give it an attempt, see if you can find a winning move. But beware, even if you don't find it because it is difficult, you can still come back and we will go through together. Good luck. So, how does white win this? If we try to play b7, the idea is that if black were to capture our rook, then we will promote and win. Uh, well, problem is that black would just play rook to h8, for example, with the idea of checking the king. And if we move our rook to safety, then black will start checking. And even if we march our king closer to the black rook, um, yeah, black can just go for this pawn or just anywhere with rook really. And you can try this with the computer and you will see that there's no winning line here for white. This is a draw. So that's why b7 doesn't work. And of course, taking c7 doesn't do anything. That just hangs the rook. And if we move our rook away, then black will capture our pawn with a discovered check. And there is no progress here for white. This rook and pawn versus our bishop and rook is a theoretical draw. You can try this with the computer once again. Um, you will not be able to win this with white. And if we try with bishop c6, now if black were to capture, then it doesn't come with a check. And you can try with rook b7 check, king a8, but there is no progress. Even if we check, um, there is just no progress here. Um, this bishop will hang. We have to move the rook, and this bishop is pinned, and this is a draw. So that is why bishop c6 doesn't work. And bishop anywhere will not work, actually. Now black is the one who's winning here. And moving the king somewhere isn't gonna do anything. Black will just capture our pawn, and yeah, this endgame, as I mentioned earlier, is a draw. So, what's the solution then? Well, it's the incredible move rook to b7 check. Now, the only move for black is to capture our bishop, and now what do we do? It's to go back, rook a7 check. Again, black has no other option but to go back, and now you might be thinking, what did we achieve? We just reaching the same position but without our bishop. How is this possibly winning? Well, the thing is that here we can play b7. And now, if black moves the rook away, then we have rook to a8 check. And we will win the rook and the game. Just an incredible idea. And yeah, of course, if black were to capture a rook, then we will capture black's rook and promote. And that is also winning. Very easy win, of course. So let's go through it. It was rook to b7 check, king takes a8, rook a7 check, king b8. We reached the original position but without the bishop. So we now can play b7. And if black moves away, now the idea is that without the bishop, we can now play rook a8. So that was the difference. And we win the rook. All right, so did you find the rook b7 check? Or when we reach this position, did you find b7? Let me know in the comments. And if you know any strong chess player, show this to them and see if they can solve it. And I will see you in the next video. Have a nice day.